Right, I'm delighted to be here once again with Matty, the Jedi Floyd in Liverpool. You've come back. We've got this massive fight coming up. You're going to be on Shane Mosley's undercard, one of the greatest fighters of all time. Could you imagine when you started boxing that you'd be on a Shane Mosley undercard?
No, no. He was one of the he's one of the first, probably the first superstar like boxer that I actually seen in person. Like I actually got to watch him sparring 15 years ago or something at a gym, and I asked to jump in there as well and that, and so yeah, it's pretty surreal.
Yeah, you said you asked to jump in there. Did you get an opportunity to spar Shane Mosley?
Yeah, there was about four. I was only real young then, but there was about 4 or 5 people that got to jump in there and do rounds. It was just light, stuff at the gym.
Yeah, I can imagine. Obviously, you mentioned light there, but did you get an opportunity to taste just how good he is during that experience?
No, it wasn't anything serious, man. It was just like he was just playing. I was only a teenager then, and the other boys there. I think at the start when he did the first rounds, I think it was more serious, and then at the end he just let a couple boys jump in with him. It was a bit of fun.
100%. And now you're obviously getting this massive opportunity on his undercard, a huge platform at the O2 Indigo. Tell me a little bit about your opponent, because I know there's been some tense moments between the pair of you.
Tell us a bit. He's from the X Factor. He was like a I don't know if he made the finals or what. I know he's on the show and he's had like a few fights now, and he definitely thinks he's he's got what it takes. But I'm not. Yeah, I'm obviously not worried. And yeah, I'm fine, man. I'll just see what happens, eh?
100%. Now, I want to talk a little bit about your journey in the UK. And I know you've had an opportunity to spar Liam Smith, and that's an incredible story considering where you were 10 years or so ago. Because I know you had a book while you were in prison that had Liam Smith in it. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, man. I was boxing, 4 hours every day in prison. I got real passionate about it while I was in there, and there was only one boxing book we could get our hands on. And in that book, it was when he was fighting Canelo. And there was a big write-up of him, and he was in that book, and it was mainly about him and Canelo, and there was all sorts of stuff in that book. So yeah, I read that book quite a few times because it's the only boxing book we had. So yeah.
I mean, it's pretty amazing that you've gone on this incredible journey. So when you got to the Rotunda and you got in the ring with Liam Smith and you thought back to those memories of reading that book, that must have been pretty special for you, I imagine.
Yeah, it was. Everything's when things happen for me, it always sort of happens that way. So if I was ever going to end up sparring with someone, like the first, big name in boxing, it would have been something, like that from prison. It's just how my life is. Everything's always, it's like the stars align sort of thing. It's always a way for me with things in life. This year's been, so many things have just kept happening like that. It's been crazy. So yeah, that was probably the first of like, wow, this is I can't believe that just happened, but it just keeps happening like that now. So it's sort of like it's all fallen into place.
Yeah, it's one memory after another, and you're certainly making an impact here in the UK. I know the last time you were over it, you were in London. You had a pretty inventive way of calling out Tommy Fury in the middle of London city centre. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So obviously, there was a few things that had been organised by other people for me to call them out and things, and there's some things that I just did on my own, so you put, the organised stuff with the made up stuff, and, you put it together, you're just having fun with it all, Some people give you ideas, and then, and that was just, in the city, that was an accident, actually, that thing. That looked organised, but it was just an accident, man. You wouldn't even believe, actually, what else happened. So that guy was a busker. I had a film guy with me from the UK, with, people in my team, and then the film guy, he actually thought it was a good idea. And we, he was a busker, and we grabbed his phone. There was 500 people in the crowd, and we just started yelling out. I started yelling out, some crazy shit. And then a few minutes after that busker got robbed by some by some random, and then we ended up chasing the guy that robbed the busker, and then we saw the busker running after him, going, "Stop! Someone stop him!" And everyone just stood there, man, like no one did anything. So me and the videographer guy that organised it. We end up we chased the thief down, and because of my history where I've come from, the videographer was sort of like grabbed him, like we grabbed him. He gave the stuff back to the busker, and they were gonna hang on to him, for the cops coming. And I was like, no, just let him go, man, because I'm obviously an ex fucking I've been through shit myself. So like he gave the money back and stuff, but whatever. I let him fuck, and I was like, just get out of here, bro. No, it's all good, you know. It's just funny that all happened, you know, but no one else. People only see the video of me talking shit about fucking Tommy Fury. No one knows about all that shit that we, you know. So it was pretty crazy, yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty mental story, but at least on the bright side, obviously, people have seen this Tommy Fury clip. Mams Taylor has seen this Tommy Fury clip. I know you've been speaking to him. How close are we to getting you on Misfits now?
Oh well, I'm pretty sure I'm on the next. You know, I'm pretty confident I'm on the next show. Unless I do something real bad to fuck it up. You know, I was real close, obviously, on the last show. We all know that I almost fought on the last show against one of my buddies, and then yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm on the next one, and I'm sure they want Tommy Fury to fight themselves, and you know, I'm not really worried. People have asked like, how is this fight important to you, etc. It's not. I feel like, you know, I'm the 15-0 fighter. I feel like Tommy's lucky if he gets to get in the ring with me. I've always had that attitude from day one. It's never been I need this fight. I've just been, you know, my team have been telling me to do these things. It's not like because I'm desperate. I don't really give a fuck. You know what I mean? I'll fight. The stars are obviously aligning. I'm gonna fight. If I don't fight him, it will be someone else. A lot of people think it's gonna be him. You know, there's a lot of, you know, people up there that think it's gonna be him for whatever reasons. If it's not, I'm not too worried. Obviously, I know I'm going to be on the card, or I'm on other cards anyway. So I'm already there now anyway, fighting, you know, names. I've had bigger names than him call me out now, or there's been talk about that. So whether you think they're bigger names or other people, I'm not sure. It's whatever the public think or whatever. But you know, so it's like I'm whether it's him or someone else, it's doesn't really, you know, faze me, man.
100%. Now, we've been talking all about your sparring in England, but I know that you've done a lot of work, obviously, in Australia with Lucas Browne, the former WBA heavyweight champion of the world. This is somebody who, according to Jeff Fennick, hit even harder than Mike Tyson. So from your perspective, how hard does Lucas hit, and what were those sparring sessions like?
Lucas is obviously a very close friend of mine. I mean, he looked after, you know, he helped me run my gym for a bit there, and we did heaps of rounds together, you know, hundreds and hundreds of rounds together. He's a hard hitter. I don't think he ever, you know, through it, you know, how he fights with 10-ounce gloves where he's throwing that big right that he's knocked people out. I don't think, you know, he's ever thrown one of them, you know, on me. I don't really know. He's obviously, a hard hitter. He's a good mate. I don't really know. You know, he's probably, you know, like I've sparred everyone now, and he's probably one of the, you know, the hardest, you know, hitters. Or obviously, the people that I've sparred, but you know, I'm pretty resilient as well, and I've got one of them heads too. So, but yeah, and I think he shows up. He shows up on the fight. You know, there's some people that spar. He likes to have fun when he spars. He doesn't like to spar too serious. He likes to have a lot of fun when he spars, and he obviously he's one of them guys that showed up on fight night. And there's some people that spar fucking the best in the world, and they don't show up on the fight. You know, I think he's one of them guys that really shows up and gives it. You know, knocks people out in the fight, and you know, he just plays around a lot when he's sparring. So I don't really know, but yeah.
I mean, Lucas, you mentioned there, always likes to have a bit of fun, and so do you. I've seen some of your rim walks where you've had the likes of Chewbacca walking out with you. So, obvious question, did you do anything to celebrate May 4th?
May the 4th. What happened May the 4th? People always, because of my name, the Star Wars stuff, people always message me on May the 4th. Something happened on May the 4th, I can't remember now. But yeah, no, I didn't really celebrate Star Wars. I should have. It's probably, you know, one of the best days of the year. And more importantly, probably one of the most important days of the year. But I can't remember. There was something that happened, but I can't remember now, right now, on the top of my head.
100%. Matty, thank you so much for giving me some time. I wish you all the luck in the world for your fights. I hope that this time next year you'll have had an even better Star Wars day in 2026. But before I let you go, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
I will just touch on, you know, the May the 4th thing. I just want to let you know, man, May the 4th be with you.
And may the Force be with you too. Thank you very much.